how do you lead volunteers? I mean,
Yeah, it's tough.
Hardest.
Yeah, it is like herding cats, like what the president said. It is tough.
I mean, on their own goodwill, they're here already, but if they're half an hour late, they may have some excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're not working for you, so you can't scold them.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't, and you just have to be persuasive, and you just have to work around people.
So it's never the stick, it's carrot.
Yeah, which is why I'm spending 70% of my time in non-profit rather than, the other way around. So I spend 30% of my time in my business and 70% in non-profit.
Let's touch on your business a little bit later. But what are the, let's say the 3 skills that one should have in effectively leading a not-for-profit organizations?
Yeah.
What does it come down to?
Okay, so people join non-profit, and as volunteers you don't get paid, right? So the reason why they join is because certain part of their values aspire to do good, sense of purpose and so on. So I think it is important to always go back to that. You can have different personalities in the organization, you can have different reasons why you want to join the organization, but something that you can always get people to do and agree is that these are our common values. Right. This is why we're doing what we do. Can we work together, right? And rise above that. And number 2, I think, given my experience, a lot of organizations nowadays, particularly non-profit, they are suffering from the lack of funding. Yep. They're suffering from a lack of awareness within whatever sector that they are serving. Mainly because there's so many non-profit now, there's a lot of noise, a lot of competition. So it is extremely important to keep those values and keep those vision very succinct. And then, of course, you need to professionalize it. And one way of professionalizing it is to articulate the measures. So with private sector, it's easy, right? If you make a profit, KPI. You're doing what? Yeah. Doing well. But if you're not, then you
how do you measure this?
So with non-profit, it's the same. A lot of people are not comfortable in saying, "Oh, we're not a fundraising organization. We're about human rights, or we're about education." But at the end of the day, if you don't have any revenue coming in,
it's not sustainable.
And it's not sustainable. So that's what happened. Our organization was suffering from an aging population. Nobody know about us, and our reach was very limited. And because nobody know about us, we didn't have any source of funding. It just go on a downward spiral. So one of the biggest things we needed to do was to make sure that we have some mechanism in place, some measure in place, and targets in place. How many people do we want to reach a year? Membership is one thing, but more importantly, how much sponsorship and funding we can raise.
So clarity.
Clarity, absolutely.
You must have made a lot of people very uncomfortable. Your members.
Yes.
Not very popular, is it?
No, the vice president role is not a very popular role. If you want to be a popular figure, you just be an ambassador.